Hey, what's up everyone? It's Mario with Modern Vintage Lifestyles, and today I'm bringing you a video requested by user Vintage Style on what kind of shirts are vintage, like the one I'm wearing right now. So I'm going to show you shirts from my collection and show you how I know that they're vintage. So let's get to it. I always look at the collar first to tell if the shirt's vintage or not. The long pointy collar is a good indication that it's from the late 30s, 40s, or early 50s. You'll also notice that most vintage shirts have the neck loop, so that if you want to wear it with a tie, you can tie it up really close to the neck. Or if you just want to tie it up and wear it without a tie, that's fine too. I personally love the long pointy collars because I usually wear them with a sport coat and then just bring the collar over the top of the sport coat and wear it like that. Now as you get later into the 50s, you'll notice that the collar starts getting shorter and more round. Now the stitching around the collar is still preserved, it's hidden. But as you get later into the 50s, you'll start to see the stitching around the collar, and that's kind of like not very cool. I mean, it's alright, but it doesn't beat the long pointy collar or the hidden stitching. Now that's just my opinion. It's still a vintage shirt, so that still makes it cool. But personally for me, just because I like wearing it over a sport coat, I prefer the long pointy collars. Now this shirt you see right here is called the Gaucho Pullover. It's one of my favorite shirts from the 50s era, but I'll get into that in another video. For the next few slides, I'm going to show you guys the tag and the stitching on the collar to show you the details of the hidden stitching. But notice the tags, they're really old looking, and most of them say made in California. I take back what I said earlier about the collar being the first thing to look for when looking to see if it's vintage. Look at the tag. If you're fortunate enough to see a tag on the shirt, that's really the biggest indicator for it being vintage. Just look at the detail of these tags here. They're just really detailed, and you can tell they're just old shirts. Last but not least are the buttonholes and the pockets. Now, as I said in my video on how to dress like a Hepcat, I said that you want to look for horizontal buttonholes. Now, that's not always the case in vintage shirts. Sometimes you'll see vertical holes, but for sure you're only going to see 4 to 5 buttons. You won't see more than 5. If you do, that's probably not a vintage shirt. Now, there are many styles of the pockets. There's flat pockets, there's open pockets, there's pockets with a seam. If you've got a Stradivari brand shirt, the pockets are slanted. Some pockets have buttons, some pockets have embroidery, etc. All in all, pretty much these are the main things to look for when looking for a vintage shirt. And I hope you like this video, so thank you for watching, and this is Modern Vintage Lifestyles. See you next time.